I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Because the wall of this garage is covered with paneling, and paneling will not hold bolts, I have this marked out for the bolt holes for the reel. I'm going to drill these holes, put the bolts through them. I'm going to fasten this plywood to the wall with screws, and then I'm going to bolt the reel up to it. The bottom holes in the hose reel are notches. So I can slip the bolts through, put the nuts and washers on, and then just loosen them up. And then I can slip the hose reel over the top of the bolts, tighten the nuts up, and lock it down. School's out. The top ones have to have the nuts off in order to mount the hose reel. But while I'm putting this plate up on the wall, I don't want to lose these carriage bolts, have them falling out. So I'm just going to use these nuts and washers to hold them in place while I get it mounted up to the wall. Obviously these carriage bolts are a little bit longer than what I need, but I try and stock some in the house just so I have them in case I want to do something like this and not have to drive to the hardware store. They're about 1 3/4 inches long. They fit pretty much everything. Lets me do things like this without spending a lot of extra time on it. I also keep a stock of 3-inch drywall screws around just for these occasions too. I know that there's a stud right here. There's a stud next to the window. I want to mount the hose reel up high so that it won't interfere with anything below it. Okay, that's secure. There's a real advantage to having equipment on wheels. Let you pull it out of the way. Well, the hose reel's mounted now. I just need to bring an air line up from a fitting on the back side of this regulator to this air hose. And for that, I need to go to the hardware store. I'm a little short of hose. I'm obviously using the plasma torch as a reason to finish a whole bunch of projects that I had started. But that's always a good thing. Because I have a lot of different hose connectors, I try and have adapters to fit most everything I need to have. So I'm going to mount this T in the regulator. That'll give me a little bit of a manifold on there so that I can have regulated air pressure. One time around the pipe, clockwise. I've seen guys run 4 or 5 wraps of Teflon tape around the pipe, and if that's what they want to do, they can do it. But really, all it's going to do is fill up the gap between the 2 threads. And since most threads are almost 100% fit anyways on pipe, it doesn't take a whole lot to have that thing sealed up. The other reason for using pipe dope on a joint is to lubricate the threads. And the Teflon tape does that too, but one wrap is more than enough. And by putting one wrap where they put 3, I can make 3 times the connections that they can, and they don't leak. So all the extra Teflon tape is just that. Extra Teflon tape is wasted. Go wash my hands so I can drive the truck. I have to deliver a ladder down to Ryan's house because we're going to paint tomorrow. I'll stop at Tractor Supply on the way home and pick up the fittings that I need.